What's the deal, Brody?
Shit.
I mean, basically what I wanted to do is, have a sit down and kind of explain, where our names and stuff stem from and why we do what we do, basically. So, if you can start us off and let us know where Adrian Truth derived from, how you started singing and, the whole nine, you know what I mean?
Grew up in a church. Grandfather was the pastor of my church, you know what I'm saying? And as a kid, I didn't really talk that much. And
Introvert,
yep. It's quiet as heck. And whenever I was at the church, nobody in my grandfather's church could not just sit and just watch. You had to actually participate and do something, whether it be like an usher or you singing in a choir. So
making sure y'all had that work ethic at an early age, basically.
yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
So basically, I had to sing in the choir, and that's where I found out I could sing, was by doing that. And after that, fast forward to me being in high school and me drawing and painting and stuff like that, and a lot of people didn't know that I could do both, which hinted to my friend dropping me off at my house and going to my room and seeing all these paintings and drawings in my room, and him being like, "Who did all this stuff?" I was like, "Me." He was like, "Oh dang, man, that's dope, man. You the truth."
And that's where the truth came from.
Yeah. And then
that's
he
crazy.
kept calling me Truth after that, and then the rest was history after that. So
word.
Yep.
So that's how Adrian Truth came about. Now, did you have any names before that, or was that just the one?
No, that wasn't the first name I had. Back in high school, I was in a little group. Used to rap back in the day, and had a rap name. My name was Blacksmith. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Thank God for your friend. He hooked you up. We can have a moment of silence for Blacksmith. You know what I mean? That was a terrible name, and his friend hooked him up and upgraded him. You know what I mean? But
it's all good.
It
wasn't that bad. I just wanted to say that, but it's all good. But we are here,
We all disagree.
Yeah, exactly. So how did you come up with Sushi4?
That's not funny.
I mean, Suli4Q.
So
that was an inside joke. If you was on the interwebs, you would know what I'm talking about.
So, me, my dad, and my grandpa all had the same name as Suleiman. And Suleiman is it means peaceful in Arabic. So we all have the same name, Suleiman. And Suli is short for Suleiman. Basically, as a kid, I used to always kind of try to avoid, if I knew I was in trouble and my mom is screaming my name, I used to try to pretend that she was talking about my dad. She was like, Suleiman, and blah, blah. So that's when, everybody started calling me Suli. You know what I'm saying? Instead of Suleiman or whatever. And, I started doing music at an early age. And so my first rap name was Little Suli. You know what I mean? I was 2 years old on the stage with my mom and dad. And I used to go and do shows with them here, over there, blah, blah, blah. They had me on a few hooks. And eventually, I was doing some verses and stuff like that. And I kind of grew up, doing music my whole life. And as I got older, went off to college, I started a group called 4th Quarter because, as a reminder, every day is another chance to win. And all of us was in my mind, this is the 4th quarter of life. You're out of high school. Every move that you make determines whether, you win or lose in changing the trajectory of your family for the better. You know what I mean? So
that's where 4Q came from.
Yeah, that's where 4Q came from. It was me, Cartoon, Rayel, there's both two Sinceres, Sincere Max and then my bro Sincere that's a wrestler now. And my bro Aaron Howard, Malik and Elevator E, you know what I'm saying? We was all, linked in and just working constantly, man. Hitting spots, passing out our music and making connection and, you know what I'm saying? Just making it happen or whatever.
Right.
A lot of us started going in different ways. So my bro Rayel is in finance now. And my guy Cartoon, he's still going. And everybody else kind of went their own way.
Right.
Like I said, Sincere's a wrestler now, blah, blah. But me and my bro, Cartoon, who is now goes by Alex. We're still in the music business, and we keep in contact. And he just dropped a new project. Make sure y'all check that out.
Shouts out to
you know
Alex.
What I'm saying? That's my guy. You know what I mean? And
that one.
Yeah. You know, it's blessed. You know, it's a blessing. And so basically, 4Q is a constant reminder. Every day is a chance to win, and I'm Suli. Everybody know me as Suli. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
But on your end, you know what I'm saying? You just dropped this project not too long ago called Bliss, and it has, you know, your hit single Tease. You know, that's really got people more in tune to what you're doing, and people are, you know what I'm saying, singing the lyrics and making dance videos, and it's, you know what I'm saying, you might have a little few babies out there that might have been made to the music, you know what I'm saying? So let the people know how Bliss came about, and you know who did the artwork and everything like that.
So I did the artwork, obviously, you know. I'm multi-talented, you know, and it actually stemmed from the project that I did prior to Bliss. I did a project called Euphoria Bloom, and it kind of has the same visual theme carried on to the next project. So that visually was me. I do all my artwork on all my singles or albums or EPs.
So everything. So you do all the artwork.
Yes.
That's what's up, man.
And I do some artwork for some other people. Some other people that I mess with in the music, like JL, B Hood, G.O.A.T, G.O.A.T, many others. So yeah. But anyways, back to the Bliss project. I came up with Bliss because I felt like the sound that I was making during that time, it sounded like a blissful state of euphoria kind of theme. It almost kind of was like Euphoria Bloom, that whole like us feeling. So I wanted to keep that going with the next project, So
yeah, making it constant, almost like a continuation of the previous art.
Right.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's super dope. So, you know, what's your favorite song off of the album?
I mean, hands down, it's definitely Tease. And Suli4Q helped produce that track as well. So if you like Tease, my single, you know, give him some props. And if you don't, you know, you can talk some shit, so it don't matter. Yeah.
Okay.
But that is true. But the whole project, he engineered, he mixed and mastered. So, like, to be honest, he's that guy. So
I appreciate it, man, for sure.
Yep. So from my EP, let's go to actually your projects. You got a slew of them. So I'm gonna go from the beginning of when I met you all the way to your current project, which is Skin Real. So
word. So we met around the time where I was promoting the program, and you had just did the song with Tech Nine and Boyz II Men and stuff like that, and I had just linked up with Tech as well when we met at Tech's concert right by the tour bus. All of our people was just kind of like intertwining and introducing each other to each other and all of that stuff. And I think I was on the radio at the time here and stuff like that. So when we linked up, it was like less work. And when I was, you know, my first time going to Tech's house, he kind of, the first song that he played for us was that Buddha song with you, Boyz II Men, and you know, he kind of, you know, raved about you a little bit, gave you your props, and I thought it was dope. I was like, man, who is this guy? Blah blah blah, and then that's what we met. So, you know, we ended up linking up after that, and that's around the time that Who is Suli4Q came about. You know what I'm saying? And we did like the Support Your Local Hustler, and then all of that stuff slowly transitioned to us working on Bliss. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Then from Who is Suli4Q, we started working on there, and then we Overcoming the Cliche came right after that.
Overcoming the Cliche, the first Thanksgiving night show.
Yeah.
You know, here in KC, which was, you know, super dope, man. Super dope feeling. Well, you know, is Overcoming the Cliche, like all of it, you know, the same way you have a continuation of art, it was like for me with the program, you know, it was all about how we are programmed by our genes and our environment. It's up to us to break out and become who we want to be outside of that. So with Who is Suli4Q, I wanted to kind of let people know who I decided to be, almost. You know what I'm saying? Like the choices that I made, who I decided to be, and what my name stands for. And then overcoming the cliche was me finally coming to grips and getting rid of a lot of those fears of becoming a cliche. A lot of my friends are, you know, imprisoned and, you know, dead. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, and it's just kind of like the cliche of most people that grow up in, you know, inner city neighborhoods with, you know, troubled youth and, you know, I mean, just negative environments. You know what I'm saying? Now outside, you know, being able to break out of that and do something different, you know what I mean? And positive, you know, is not an easy task, you know what I mean? So I wanted to, you know, overcome the cliche and encourage others to do the same through the music.
Heck yeah. So you went from overcoming the cliche now to your current project, which is Skin Real.
Skin Real, you know, definitely my favorite project. You know, it definitely took the most thought to create. You know, with, you know, both Skin and Real being acronyms, and then the track list reading like, you know, a sentence. You know what I mean? You know, Skin stands for like separation kills intelligent notions, and Real stands for rethink authentic lifestyle. You know, and then the track list is like close your eyes and see what your soul. Back then the question was free will or destiny. I learned you ain't God and I am my brother's keeper. And you know, each side explains one whole message, where at Skin is more so talking about Skin is talking about how, you know, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
And then the rethink authentic lifestyle was more so what I found in life that's actually real to me. You know what I mean? And just sharing my perspective to create dialogue. You know?
Yeah, that project is super dope. The whole concept is very original to me, and it's like a breath of fresh air for sure.
And I appreciate it, bro.
No problem.